BFree CBD.com joins forces with Championship Wrestling to bring you the all-new Championship Wrestling podcast. And here's your host, Dustin Starr, featuring special guest,
BFree CBD,
founder of BFree CBD, Daryl Bird. Here we go!
Body aches gone, leg pain gone, back pain gone, relaxation on.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of the Championship Wrestling Podcast, presented by BFree CBD. It's another happy Monday wherever you're listening. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Dustin Starr, coming to you from the home of Rhythm and Brews, the wrestling capital of the world. I'm coming to you from Memphis, Tennessee, and today we have a fun interview with one of my friends and gamers from right here in Memphis, Tennessee. It's Ryan J Barber of the Interactive Wrestling League. That's right, you saw him featured on Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle just a couple of weeks back. We're going to have Ryan right here on the pod. More on that in just a moment. But first, I have to remind you that this podcast is presented by BFree CBD.com, and now they have a brand new wellness center in Collierville, Tennessee at 777 Poplar Avenue. I was actually there earlier this week grabbing some more lotions and bath bombs, and man, I just put some of that BFree CBD lotion on my shoulder and it feels so much better. I forgot to pick up my CBN gummy, so I'll be back there this week, or I could just order off the website. But anyway, if you want to see the inside of the wellness center, there are highlights on YouTube. The grand opening's coming soon, but they are open right now in Collierville, Tennessee. BFree CBD is perfect for aches and pains or just simply struggling with anxiety. Just check them out online. You can get everything you need to know. That's the letter B, freecbd.com. And be sure to follow them on social media at BFreeCBD. And go ahead and follow at CW30 Wrestling. I am at Dustin Starr. And today, we're going to look ahead at what's coming up this week and where you can find Championship Wrestling in the news and in the media. Plus, pay close attention in today's Lookout segment because I'm going to give you the exact dates on the newest Championship Wrestling taping dates and when that new footage will air. Oh my gosh, it's time to rumble again. Then we're going to recap Saturday's Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle as we had never before seen footage of the Best of Red Carpet Rumble. And more of that is coming on Saturday. We'll talk all about it. And the mailbag is back to standard procedure. I'll answer your questions. But first, let's get caught up with Ryan J Barber and his Interactive Wrestling League. I'm going to talk to Ryan about his wrestling league and how Championship Wrestling is incorporated. Also, he has a lot of wrestling superstars that join his stream. You'll be surprised to hear these names. And this is going to be a lot of fun, especially if you like video games and especially if you like wrestling. Ryan J Barber is up next.
The all-new Championship Wrestling podcast is presented by BFree CBD.
I actually wasn't on our most recent tapings for New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, because we do health checks beforehand, and I actually got COVID. We have to make sure we are keeping each other safe.
BFreeCBD.com joins forces with Championship Wrestling to help you be and feel your best.
Ryan J Barber, and the J stands for phenomenal. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Where did that come from?
Well, it's a little old Little Wayne line where he says "Wheezy F baby," and the F is for phenomenal.
Love
it. That always blew my mind and my little brother's mind. We would always think about that. Like, did he know that it doesn't start with the F, or did he? So yeah, no one knows what my middle name stands for, so we say it's for phenomenal.
I love it. I remember that's kind of an ongoing joke between us, but
yeah.
I would absolutely call you the Vince McMahon of 2K in the online world of professional wrestling. And the reason I say that is you have Interactive Wrestling League. It was featured on Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle just several weeks back. You guys have been in the live chat. It's been awesome. You even have a designed arena of Championship Wrestling, man. How did all that come about? And I know that we've known each other, a couple of years, and we're both diehard wrestling fans that became friends and, kind of do these cool little things together. But, man, how did that all come about? That's cool.
We were watching Championship Wrestling, and we had been watching it for a couple of months, and we had already incorporated the likes of WCW, ECW, WWE, WWF from then, now, forever. And when we were watching Championship Wrestling, we just thought it would be perfect if we added Championship Wrestling to what we were doing, because we're such huge wrestling fans that when we connect with wrestling fans, we don't want to connect with just the mainstream market. We want to be able to connect with wrestling fans that maybe don't know about another promotion that's going on, like Championship Wrestling. Though, to my surprise, a lot of people already knew about Championship Wrestling. I was the one that was behind the entire thing. So once we added Championship Wrestling, it was such an easy fit, especially with so many people already knowing about it, including my little brother. My little brother is such a huge fan of Championship Wrestling. I had no idea. He knew everything about Championship Wrestling from the jump. He already knew. So adding Championship Wrestling with our Interactive Wrestling League was just the right thing to do. Adding milk to cereal, as they say.
Oh my gosh, I appreciate that. It was super cool. We showed it on the program. You can watch it on YouTube at CW30 Wrestling. It's a whole feature on you guys. But not only are you guys doing some cool stuff, but you're being noticed. So I got a private message from Zicky Dice, who had screenshotted or sent us a short video of your stuff and was like, hey man, check this guy out. And now I know that you and Zicky have kind of become friends. And you had Miro, handsome Miro on, and Lindsay Dorado from the Lucha House Party. Man, you got some big time WWE superstars and wrestling guys coming into your broadcast.
We do, not just WWE. We also have Jessica Havoc from Impact Wrestling. We have Evil Uno from AEW. We have a lot of the wrestlers from a lot of the promotions coming through. We had Colt Cabana come through a couple of times as well. Boom, boom. He's been showing a lot of love. But the wrestlers coming through, it was another reason why we decided to call it the Interactive Wrestling League, because these wrestlers are acknowledging what we're doing. We've been doing it for 5 years now on Twitch TV, and this year here in 2020, we're getting noticed by the wrestlers, and it's been an absolute treat, especially for the fans, and that's what we do it for, the fans. So for the fans to be able to connect with these wrestlers right there in the chat room has been a real treat.
Very cool. Talking to Ryan J Barber, twitch.tv/RhinoJB. Now, for anybody that's out there that's not necessarily a big time gamer, or maybe they have no idea what we're talking about, give us the layman's terms of exactly what your wrestling league is and how people can join.
Our wrestling league is interactive for fans. If you join our chat room, you'll be able to join our league by collecting points within the chat room to claim a wrestler, and then you continue to collect points to boost your wrestler, to climb the rankings, to become champion, and of course, main event those big pay-per-views, especially WrestleMania, and therefore, it's pretty interesting. It all depends on how you interact. The more you interact, the more you can do. However, no one is in charge. With professional wrestling, I think it's fairly known now that it's scripted. There's someone that writes a script.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. It's what I heard.
Really?
It's what I heard. But with our show, despite it being a video game, you can claim a wrestler, but no one is in charge. Not even me. There is no script. You have to show up for work. You have to get your wrestler in action. They might win. They might lose. You never know.
Who are some of the wrestlers that you can choose from, or can you create your own wrestlers?
You can create your own wrestler, and of course, you can choose the wrestlers that are already on the game. You have the likes of Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Oh my goodness! When I think of the WWE people, all the WWE guys are available. Lindsay Dorado. You can also choose AEW wrestlers. You can choose John Moxley. You can choose my brother and we have the Young Bucks. You have FTR available as well. You have MJF available, and of course you have original created wrestlers that weren't actually a part of the game to feature in Championship Wrestling. We have the likes of Zicky Dice coming to the show. We're getting Gentleman Jarvis. We have Dustin Starr coming to the show.
Wait, what?
We have Dustin Starr coming. We're getting a few different names that you'll be able to select from. But if you enter our chat room and simply type !roster, a link will appear. And if you click that link, you'll be able to see every wrestler that we have available for viewers.
Tell us the easiest way to get there and find it.
The easiest way to get there and find it is go to twitch.tv/RhinoJB. Once you're there, you'll see the chat room. In the chat room, just type !roster and the link will pop up and you're good to go. You'll see the wrestlers we have available. All you need, 25,000 points. That's all you need. And then you can claim someone. Obviously, we want you to spend a little time with us before claiming a wrestler, making sure that this is something that you want to invest your time with. And those that invest their time and claim a wrestler, when they stick around no matter what, win, lose, or draw, that's what makes the best matches. When people stick around, maybe they've been losing for weeks and they finally get that win. You finally get that pop, and it's pretty cool.
I love it, man. The highlights and the videos that I've seen are extremely entertaining. You guys are doing some really, really cool stuff. One last plug: people can follow you at Ryan J Barber on Twitter, twitch.tv/RhinoJB, and of course, you can always go to rhinojb.com. Anything else, brother?
Oh man, Dustin, thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for featuring us on this podcast here. And thank you for all the help that you've done with everything that we're doing. We wouldn't be where we are today without you and Maria. Congratulations on the new edition as well.
Thank you. And we appreciate your support. Guys, go check out Ryan J Barber.
The Championship Wrestling Rewind is brought to you by BFree CBD.
If you missed Saturday's Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle Best of Red Carpet Rumble, shame on you. But don't fret. Not only do we have highlights, but you can go back and you can watch in full on our official YouTube channel. But here's a little bit of what you missed. Last week on Championship Wrestling, it was the Best of Red Carpet Rumble, every man and woman for themselves. Featuring some of the biggest moments in United Wrestling history.
Sky and Ricker! It's gonna be Sky and Ricker one-on-one! Who will be the new Heritage Champion? Avalon competed in the first ever Championship Wrestling from Hollywood match, and fittingly enough, he's the last man standing.
Oh, caught him with the cutter! Go for the pin!
All that and so much more on the fastest hour in pro wrestling. Watch Best of Red Carpet Rumble episode 71 in full on our official YouTube channel at CW30 Wrestling.
The Championship Wrestling Lookout is brought to you by BFree CBD.
You know the drill by now. Each and every Thursday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, you can catch me on Sports 56 Mornings talking professional wrestling. You can listen live or you can listen on podcast from anywhere in the world at sports56whbq.com. Last week, I also made a pit stop on Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Shout out to Johnny, man. Hope he's doing well. Always great to catch up with him, but who would have thought we'd be talking about Marty Jannetty in the year 2020. Man, what a wild year. And then, at noon, it's an all-new Grind City Wrestling. You can listen at grindcitymedia.com/podcasts Join us each and every Thursday. It's free, and we're approaching our milestone 100th episode. And you heard Devin last week not recognizing Matt Cardona as Zack Ryder. Drives me nuts. But then this week, it was Eric McMahon's turn.
Without these like neon trunks and coming out screaming woo woo woo, how you expect to understand that really is Zack Ryder? Give me a damn break, right? Total new gimmick. He's not wearing some headband. He's not wearing these like a la 1988 trunks.
Oh my gosh.
Seriously, give the guy a break, man.
At the start of the podcast, I teased the dates of our brand new action when we return to tapings. The dates have been announced by David Marquez, our fearless leader. August 22nd and 23rd, we will be filming brand new episodes of Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle, and we're going to kick off September with brand new action for you to enjoy. Oh yeah! Also, last but certainly not least, on Saturday, we're officially going to announce our next live event. Now, it's not a typical standard live event for the Mid-South. It's extremely limited live event. It'll be announced on Saturday. There are very, very few tickets, and some of you already have your tickets. Be on lookout during Saturday's Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle.
Saturday at noon, it's an all-new Championship Wrestling presented by Pro Shingle.
Saturday's main event features Daniel Bryan versus X-Pac.
Saturday at noon, right here on CW30.
It's time for this week's Mailbag. Mailbag.
It's one of my absolute favorite parts each and every week on this podcast, and that's answering your questions. Of course, I took to Instagram on 5 Star Friday. That's at Dustin Starr. You asked the questions. Now, I'm going to give you the answers. Up first, question is, what's your perfect date? Well, come on now. Any date is perfect when you're with my Maria, but also it'd be nice to throw in some palm trees, some sunshine, and a beach. That would be the perfect date. Anywhere on the beach with my Maria. Oh yeah. Next question. Do you miss Mike Hunter and I in Memphis at your matches? Shout out to Travis. I absolutely miss you guys, man. You guys were a lot of fun. Not only do I miss you at my matches in Memphis, but I miss you at the Memphis sports each and every time that I'm out there. And actually, now that you mention it, I miss everybody that comes out to the wrestling matches. Gosh, I can't wait to see everybody. The Memphis Grizzlies virtual fan experience has been awesome. Just being able to see some familiar faces, season ticket holders, some of the sponsors, and of course, just anybody and everybody from FedEx Forum. It's awesome to see them in there. But yes, I miss you guys for sure. Next question, I think I'm going to get a lot of this. How's the baby? Our unborn baby boy is baking just fine inside my Maria's belly. Try saying that 3 times real fast. All the checkups have been great. There was another checkup this morning. Everything is going just fine, and we're going to meet baby Star real soon. Next question, how's the Star family? We're doing really good, actually. As good as we possibly can be. And I posted on Instagram a picture of Maria and myself at the desk where Maria has her head down like, oh, and I'm just sitting there smiling. That's kind of how things are going a little bit sometimes. It's been very, very interesting, especially as things are starting to open up, working at AutoZone Park, doing the podcast at FedEx Forum, any business meetings that I have. Anytime I come home, it's almost like I have to strip down and put my clothes into the washing machine and then take a shower immediately to wash any kind of COVID off of me. I'm half kidding. We're just trying to be extremely safe, especially while my Maria is pregnant. But we're doing great. School starts this week. Brady's doing virtual learning, so we've got it all figured out. Hopefully everybody else does too. Next question is, how long till the 5 Star Fam's new edition arrives? Well, it's funny that I said that the baby is baking inside my Maria's belly, kind of like a turkey, because the target date is November 23rd, and I was asking my Maria, should the baby come before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving? Which one would be better in order for you to, eat Thanksgiving dinner? And she's like, it doesn't matter. I'm eating Thanksgiving anyway. But the target date is November 23rd, right around Thanksgiving. And last but certainly not least, here's the final question, and it's another pregnancy question. Man, you guys are too much. I really appreciate it. By the way, anybody that has sent cards or gifts or anything like that, man, I cannot even tell you how much that means to us. We never thought in a million years that you guys would reach out to us the way that you have. So I appreciate that. Last question, any weird cravings from my Maria? I've been asked this a couple of times, and I thought dill pickle chips were maybe kind of a weird craving, but not really. We all like dill pickle chips. And I don't think there's any strange, weird craving, but I will tell you, when we did our WWE Extreme Rules watch party at Dave & Buster's, I was supposed to bring my Maria some food back. And they got a little busy, so I thought, well, maybe she wants me home a little faster, so I didn't wait on the food. And she's going to kill me for telling you guys this, but she cried. She literally cried over the food. I felt so bad. Oh, man. So I guess things are getting pretty serious. One thing that I learned is not to forget my Maria's food.
Thanks for listening to the Championship Wrestling Podcast presented by BFreeCBD.com.
BFree CBD, pain on, pain gone. BFree CBD, pain on.
That's exactly right. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again right here on the Championship Wrestling Podcast presented by BFree CBD. Fun stuff, as always, with my buddy Ryan J Barber from the Interactive Wrestling League. Go check him out. That's rhinojb.com. And I can't wait to see the brand new Dustin and Maria Starr characters on the Interactive Wrestling League. And next week, we're going to hear from the voice of Championship Wrestling himself. Todd Kenley is going to join us right here on the podcast next week. And remember, BFree CBD is open in Collierville, Tennessee at 777 West Poplar Avenue. Stop by and say hello. And if you already take CBD or if you've been thinking about trying it, you certainly need to try BFree CBD. And they ship anywhere in the world. That's the letter B, freecbd.com. And until next week, I am Dustin Starr saying so long, everybody.